Hello guys, this is Grim Guardians here, and we are on episode 4 of my fundamentals of deck crafting. Now we're going to be talking about draw engines. Draw engines are really important and usually what makes and breaks your deck. The reason why you want a good draw engine is because draw engines increases the percentage of you draw on the card when you need it. Also too, it also gives you more options available compared to your opponent. The more cards you have, the more options you have of play. If you only have 2 cards in your hand, your opponent has 6, he can probably counter whatever you're going to put out there and probably dish that back a little bit more. Also too, he's not afraid of sacrificing more resources to outplay you later in the stage, considering he has a consistent draw system. So draw systems are very important. You have your main draw system, which every class has one, and you have additional draw systems. So let's reverse a little bit, go back to main draw systems. Every class has one. Priest, they have their staves. Warrior has Blood Frenzy. Rose has Ill-Gotten Gains. Mages, they have Tomb of Knowledge. Wolven and Hunters both share Wrath of the Forest. Elementals are just screwed. They don't have a draw system. Okay? The reason for this is they have some of the most powerful cards in the game. If they had a draw system, they'd probably be overpowered and everybody be playing Zeladar. So elementals do not have a main draw source. But what they do have, and what everybody else has also, is an additional draw source. Now, additional draw sources are used to give you a little bit more help. Let's say if I'm playing a row deck, and I need my Ill-Gotten Gains. Even though I have 4 copies in my deck, by turn 4, I still may not have an Ill-Gotten Gains. 4 copies in a 40 card deck sometimes just is not enough. You have a 10% draw on it or off the bat. Your percentages increase a little bit more after you draw a couple of times. Sometimes you still don't have it. So you need an additional draw source. For my Rose decks, I use Tainted Oracle. Some people may consider Tainted Oracle useless. It costs way too much and it's an ally. It's very weak. That is not true. If you are doing a rush deck, sometimes Tainted Oracle can actually be better than Bad Santa. The reason being is you can continue your rush by turn 4 because you already have all the cards you need up until that point. By the time you hit turn 4 is when you're starting to run low on cards. So instead of playing a Bad Santa and not having the ability to play anything else because all you have is 2 resources left, why not play a Tainted Oracle, which increases your rush a little bit more because it's an additional ally, and you continue at the same pace. And when that ally is finally killed, you can have more cards in your hand. And you obviously don't need the cards in your hand until Tainted Oracle is killed because obviously your rush is not destroyed yet. So Tainted Oracle can be a good one. Bad Santa is a good one too. Praybird did an excellent job on the forums explaining when Bad Santa is efficient. Stating what he said and a little bit extra. Bad Santa, it can be really great if you are going first. I don't know if you guys ever pay attention to this or not, but when you go first, you do not get a draw your starting hand. So when you go first, you do not draw every deck. Now your opponent on your hand is going to draw a card out of his deck on a starting turn. So he has 1 card over you, 1 card advantage. The reason for this is you have 1 resource advantage over him. You will have resources, you'll have 1 additional resource over him. Now Bad Santa, this is where he comes into play. On turn 2, if you can play Bad Santa, you only have, after sacrificing both times and playing Bad Santa, you only have 3 cards left in your deck, as in your opponent will have 5 cards in his hand. So when you play Bad Santa, it ups your hand up to 6, ups his hand up to 7, and he only draw 2 cards out of that. So upping his hand up to 7 is no big deal. He only drew 2 cards. He can't draw again on a starting turn, whereas you drew the 3 and you'll be drawing another card. So that will cancel out his card advantage over you. So you have both card advantage and resource advantage over him in the start of play, which is very good if you're a very early momentum based player, such as a rush deck. It can also be used for if you struggle in your lack of draw system, where it's just not very efficient, or it's just against a certain opponent, you can add Bad Santa. Whereas in a mage, if you're playing against him, he will Tomb of Knowledge out his whole entire deck before it's over with. He will have a full hand almost the whole entire game. You only have a couple cards left just because he's wasting all his ability cards, burning all yours. Why not play a Bad Santa then? Because he can't get nothing out of it because his hand's full anyways. And you can play down. You can get most draws out of that. And it gives you a little bit extra gain on them. Allows you to catch up a little bit. Another thing of Tainted Oracle I want to mention is, compared to Bad Santa, is he can also take a blow. And what I mean by this, if you're struggling and you just need that one specific card in your deck, you can play down Tainted Oracle, because when it turns around to his turn, he's going to attack that Tainted Oracle so he doesn't get advantage over him. The reason being is there's combos that go with it. You can play down Eldon and attack with 3-card damage at that point. You can play Assassination on a Tainted Oracle if you're a rogue. He's wanting to get rid of that so you can't do anything with it. Very important taking a blow, that way if you're struggling, he takes the hit for you and you can get a few extra cards. That way it turns around in your favor. Another thing with Bad Santa is when you're in a tight situation and you're coming down to the wire, you play Bad Santa, that's 2 resources you used up that turn. So you may only have 3 or 4 resources left at the most. If you draw that ankle breaker, it's going to make him break the game. You can't even play it that turn. So it's useless. So play that Tainted Oracle, he can take the blow, he can draw them cards. Zeladar, going back to him, actually I say he ain't got main draw source. He does have some additional draw sources. He has Sacrificial Lamb, Here Be Monsters, some really good cards that can also give you a momental boost, such as Here Be Monsters destroying the resources. So you must have a draw source, and I would recommend an additional draw source to your draw source, as redundant as that sounds. So those are my tips there for you. I will see you in the next video, which we will be talking about counters. See you there.